Hello everybody and welcome back to another vintage versus classified comparison. And yes, today we're going to take a look at Dusty. I only went through this comparison in Dusty's review, that's why it was so much longer, but um, just going to make a separate video here just to compare them. And yes, we are going to look at TIGERFORCE and our version 1 or regular desert attire Dusty. And I think we'll start with the main one because these guys are just repaints even on the vintage one. Just to get a closer look here, same belt, same torso, same everything. So yeah, not much changed other than the deco. I mean, pants and boots are the same. And yeah, he even came with the same accessories as our version 1 counterpart here, but yeah, they're essentially the same, so not much changed. But yeah, with that being said, let's compare our version 1 and our classified here. Now in terms of accessory, vintage 1 came with the infamous FAMAS here with the bipod, which I have still not been able to track down anywhere on eBay or anywhere at all. The back piece here, and I think that was mostly it for our vintage Dusty. Classified gave us the back piece, FAMAS, 2 pairs of goggles, one that can be stored up here, as you can see, when he's not wearing these on his face. I like to have them both on there. I like to think that, you know, he just carries 2 sets of goggles on him at all times for some reason. And we have the added knife here. So yeah, that is removable, as you can see there. But getting into the comparison, yeah, the FAMAS is very basic in design for the vintage one. Go ahead and lend me your gun there. Compared to, you know, the classified one. But, you know, very similar shape. You get the idea. You know, the vintage Joe figures were infamous for having like super long grip there. But yeah, for the most part, you know, this is just more updated, much more detail in there compared to what we had before. But it's still a neat little mold here to have, and it's always cool to have the gun accessory. The backpack pieces are certainly different. There's certain elements in the classified that remained, such as the 2 canteens. We kept 2 canteens here, but they just added a whole bunch of pouches throughout this back piece, which is pretty neat, and obviously it's nicely textured. But removing that and this, yes, the helmet for the classified is removable. As you can see, you have his hair there. But yeah, I think the one complaint was that this wasn't cloth. It is a weird helmet design overall. So I don't know how they would have done it. From what I perceive this helmet as is, you know, the helmet itself is sort of wrapped in this cloth thing. So yeah, I think that's what they were going for. Whereas the vintage one is kind of like the helmet, and then the cloth goes like inside the helmet. So then it just lays over him. I don't know. It's an interesting way they sculpted this and designed his helmet. It's always been kind of weird to me, but I still very much like it. And I am not too upset with how the classified did theirs. Now, moving into the body and everything, legs pretty plain. You have your camo deco there. You have your 2 pouches on the back of the butt. You have a pouch here on the leg, pouch there on the other leg, and then we have the knife, which on the vintage one it's on this side. Classified put it on the other side. I don't know why. But they still kept the knife down by the boot, and then you can see that they both have boots with the sort of pants tucked in there sort of thing. Classified tried to do the illusion of the shirt tucking under the belt kind of thing, similar to what we see with the vintage one here. So yeah, again, I don't really mind it. A lot of people did complain about it. I'm fine with it. So yeah, no issues for me there. We have the back of the figure here where the sort of vest or web gear is kind of different, you know, because this one is, you have a square here in the center, whereas here it just connects all to one big sort of circle there. So yeah, little differences there. They both have long sleeve shirts, and then you can see all the camo over their bodies on both of them. And then the belts are very similar. You can see with the vintage one, he also had some sort of like double layered belt here, which Classified replicated very well. Again, the web gear is different on the Classified. We have little pouches here. This is like a water hose. But yeah, lots of little details. But yeah, with the vintage one, it just like goes over the arms and then to the back here. So it might be in reference or trying to, you know, the illusion of, you know, backpack straps going over his shoulder area there, his arms. But yeah, something I noticed is that he has little like pads here on the underneath of his forearms, and we did not have that with the Classified version. So there's that little difference. Another difference was probably the sort of, I'm not sure what this is, but he's got a little bit of a logo there, or emblem, or medal, or something. And you do have his sort of American flag at the top here. And then you do have these white patches here, which the Classified went in and added his name and G.I. Joe on this side. But yeah, no medal or that logo on that side. Another one I was very sad they didn't implement was the sort of palm logo here on his shoulder over here. Yeah, we don't have that with this one. So I hope if they do a retro card, they're able to closely match the colors here, because you can see this is a bit brighter, a different shade of like brown. And yeah, I just like this. It just looks muddier, much more sandier than this. It's a darker tone, so I hope we get to see that at some point. We do have the black undershirt there and here, and then face paint there on the side, as you can see. But yeah, with the vintage one, they went all out with the paint on the face and just overall all over the body, looking very cool. Even on the cloth here, we get those spots. And with the Classified, yeah, we do get some of those spots here too. There's some of that camo there. But yeah, I hope we can get a retro carded version with the added like logos or emblems. I think that would be neat to see, and just like the colors being slightly more faithful to the vintage one, not as bright as they made it here in the Classified. But yeah, overall they stayed pretty consistent with Dusty here. Now with the TIGERFORCE, pretty much the same mold everywhere, same knife down here by the boot, but here with the TIGERFORCE vintage one, they kind of colored it differently to really show off that it's a bear. But yeah, not much changed. The pattern for the most part is the same of the tiger. I think, you know, they added more stripes with the Classified. Smaller stripes, not as big as this one. So there's that little difference there. He had no face paint on the vintage one, and it's interesting that they went in and added that face paint to the Classified, which I don't mind it. It looks cool. And yeah, but they didn't add it to the, you know, they didn't add anything to the helmet, just like the vintage one here. So it's an interesting few differences here and there that they made. Not big of a deal to me. We still have that same sort of orange undershirt on the Classified as well, looking very cool. And yeah, colors are pretty much the same for both of them. Slightly darker, or is it like a different green tone compared to the vintage one. As you can see there, this is like more on the side of blue green, and this is more green. But yeah, just the differences from these two guys. So yeah, that mostly does it for this comparison. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'm happy with both versions, but obviously there's just some nostalgia factor with your vintage ones. But you know, the transition from this to this is very nice. I like it. Not much to complain from me, other than, you know, the few logos or whatnot, like sort of patches that the vintage one has, not being on the classified. But other than that, great transition from vintage to classified. Again, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in a future video.